going to talk about regulatory change management. It's a very important part of risk management overall. And it's something where we partner with Wolters Kluwer, who's another platinum sponsor for the conference, to actually drive a very effective process that is helping a lot of customers improve their capabilities in the regulatory change management space. We'll also talk about how we're now applying this to the healthcare space towards the end of this little section. Let's talk about regulatory change management, because there's really two main components to it. There's the actual capturing of regulatory changes. And we do that through the partnership with Wolters Kluwer, where the Wolters Kluwer team is identifying those regulatory changes and providing them to the Archer platform as a well-structured set of information that we can drive into the corporate obligations use case. The second part of it is that once it's in the corporate obligations use case, how do you actually react to it? So having a process that Castle Hill has built in doing these things allows us to very, very efficiently and very quickly implement the capability for our customers. And so having this content and process part working well together really drives that efficiency. What are some of the key aspects of that? So the changes that are coming through need to be evaluated at the very beginning of the capability to say, is there something which is going to be material to the company? So that compliance or legal person who's helping to provide that gateway into the platform. But once it gets beyond that gateway, then it needs to get to the right people. And we do that through effective use of what we call the Business Hub within Castle Hill, the enterprise use case data elements, and drive that to the right people within the Archer platform or within the business to actually react to those changes. And that's a key part of that, getting it to the right people so that they can react effectively, even if that reaction is simply to say, we're covered. Our policy manages this. We have a third party who's got a legal agreement in place who's doing this, whatever their appropriate response is going to be, or if they need to actually be a project associated with it. So please feel free to reach out to us for a demonstration of that capability overall. The other thing I want to announce, as I mentioned at the beginning, is that we're now also doing this for healthcare content. So we're using the Wolters Kluwer MediReg product to drive that same sort of an activity through the Archer platform. So for any hospital or health provider, any of those different pieces, where we're using the MediReg's content and want to get that same change management capability through the Archer platform, we're now able to do that through a special integration that we've created with that MediReg's team. And this is a little bit different than what we get in the financial services world, just because of the way in which the content is structured and the way in which the content comes through the platform. But it's very effective and follows that same idea of capturing those changes, getting the changes to the right people within the compliance organization who can make a quick decision, and then getting it out to those business users who can actually determine whether or not there's going to be an impact relative to that change and moving that through the process and life cycle. So that's all of the different pieces we want to talk. I know this is a very rapid fire activity and it's a brief conversation. Don't hesitate to reach out to us in the chat, as I mentioned before, or at Castle Hill Risk at www.castlehillrisk.com. Thank you so much.